Oops, sorry. Sorry, green. Sorry, blue. Blue Math, this is Tuesday. And we are on 7-7 today. And it is called Finding Percents of a Number. I found that if I start you landscape and then spin you, it still stays crooked. So I'm going to try to stop doing that. This is the cool one that's really life useful in life. Sorry, my words are coming up backwards today. About sales and discounts and that kind of thing. And all of us love to buy stuff, I'm sure, and we all love to get a sale. And so what we have to figure out is sometimes when you see the price tag, I'm just going to say clothing as of right now. Sometimes you find a jacket and you like the price tag. You like it, you look at the price tag and you go, oh my goodness, it's $90. But then you look up and you see a sign that says that coats are 40% off, let's just say. So then you have to figure out, well, what is 40% off of your $90 coat? And I bet your moms and dads, grandmas and grandpas, aunts and uncles, I bet they figured this stuff out all the time when they go shopping. Not necessarily grocery shopping, because grocery shopping, they tell you the new price on a little sign usually. But sometimes when you're shopping for clothes or maybe shopping at a craft store, I know I see it at Joann's, they'll tell you it's a certain percentage off, and you have to figure out what that's going to be. So you can find out if it's a good deal, or if you want to afford it, if you can't afford it, and if it's something that you want to buy. So there are 3 approaches that you can use in order to find how much money you're going to save. No definitions today. We learned about percents yesterday, about how a percent is a ratio out of 100, always has to be 100. And so as we go in closer here, when we find the sales of things, and this is in your book on, sorry, I'm walking, 336 today, 336. So this is, you're finding 40% of $32. In your book, it talks about how a store has baseball equipment on sale, 40% off. And so this will help you find out if you can afford the baseball equipment. So here we go. So what you're going to do is, like we have been doing, set up a proportion. We're on the 7th lesson, so you can see everything building upon one another. That's why there's not any kind of definition today, because we're just building upon what we've learned in the previous part of chapter 7. So to find 40%, now here's what's going to be a little tricky. In your 2 sides, it's not about things on the top being the same and things on the bottom being the same. It's about, here's your percentage. It's 40% out of 100. 40% out of 100. Over here, it's the original price is $32. And what we want to know is how much the sale is going to cost us now. Because there's 40% off, what is going to be the new price? Okay, so you could think of it as new price or the sale, and then the original amount is on the bottom. Well, the way we set up percentages is just like yesterday. We say it's a 40% off sale. Percentages are always out of 100. The denominator is always 100. And so as we calculate that out, we can do the way of multiplying 32 and 40, because that's what we have on the cross product. And then we're going to divide that answer by 100, which I have worked out here. And if you want to pause me and look at the math, go ahead. Now I get the answer of a 12.8. Now money doesn't come 12.8. We put that in that other filler 0 or the ghost 0, and we're going to say $12.80. So wow, what a deal. Something that was originally $32 is now costing us $12.80. Wow. Except that's not true, because $12.80 is the sale that we're getting. So it's going to be $12.80 as a discount. I'm not going to pay $12.80. That's what their sale is going to be. Sorry, I worded that wrong. The other way to do it is this very short way. 40%, and this is what we did yesterday, 40% can also be known as 0.40. Okay, so if I were to just multiply $32 times 0.4, because I don't need that extra 0, or I could put it in, is simply 12.8. Look what I did as compared to this. And I know you guys love being lazy and you love taking the quick way. So this is the way that we have been learning how you multiply and divide. But look at this, because it's always going to be 100. I can just take the original price, $32, and I can times it by 0.4. And I get it right away, how my sale is going to be $12.80 off. Now remind you that I have to put my decimal and I have to put my dollar sign in, because that's what the value of X is. Here's another, so there's two ways to do it. You can do it the cross product way, or you can do it the multiplying by the percent way. The original price times the percent sale as a decimal. Or there's something to do with mental math. If I'm trying to take 75% of 12, well, 75% is 3/4, right? So as I break down 12 in my head, 25% of 12 is 3. I divide it by 4 because it's 1/4. 50% of 12 is 6. So 75% of 12 is going to be 9. So the mental math option is I can just think that out in my head. Some of you are ready for it and some of you are not, which is cool. This is why it's an option, the mental math option. 75% of 12, you can go bing, 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 bing. Oh, 9. 25% is 3, 50% is 6, 75% is 9. And you can just do it like that. Now, they gave you this option because it was a very simple way to do that. But there's mental math options as well. If you take something that is 10%, that's 10 cents out of $1. So if you buy something for $100 and you get 10% off of it, you are saving 10 bucks, which isn't quite of a deal. You're spending $90 instead of $100. But see how I can do that mentally and not have to go through the steps? So, here are some quick checks today. Just 2 of them. So something is originally costing $40. There's a 20% sale. And so option 1 says that I multiply 40 times 20, which is, here it is. That's my option 2. 40 times 20 is 800. 800 divided by 100 is 8. So the value of X is going to be 8 or $8. So the sale is going to be $8 on something that is normally costing $40, and there's a 20% off sale. Now the quick option is this option 1. Taking $40, 20% is a 0.2. Again, you can say 0.20, but that adds on a different 0 and it doesn't really change anything for us. So 40 times a 0.2 is a 8.0, or just simply 8, which I got the same thing by doing the second option, but I did more steps. Now again, this one worked out very nicely, but I really strongly consider you to take this shorter option. Here's the second quick check. If I'm being asked to find 12% of 91, here I'm going to walk you just through the quick option. 12% is known as a 0.12, 0.12. Of is a word that means multiply. And I like to do the whole number on top times the decimal. So when I did that over here, 91 times 0.12, I carried it out and it's 10.92. So just with the simple multiplication question, I was able to find out 12% of something that's 91. Or if you want to talk money, a 12% sale of something that would have cost $91. My discount would have been saving about $11 or $10.92. So there's another problem, and I just did it the quicker way. I just did it one of the options. Okay, now something like 12% of 91, you can't do that in your head. Okay, that's not going to be a mental math one. I could have done this one in my head though. I could have done mental math with this one. Some of you, again, like I said, are not there. Let's go ahead to our U tries. You can go ahead and you can pause me. 3 of them to try today. The third one is in your book as a story problem. So there's 180 dancers. 50% of them enjoy modern dance more. So they want to know how many dancers like modern dance better. So 50% out of 180 dancers. And so number 3 is going to need a label. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it louder. Number 3 needs a label. Some of you aren't labeling it. It's so frustrating. So that's the way that one is set up. So if I were you, number 1, I would do 90 times 0.15. And for number 2, I would say 165 times 0.44. So I could just do the answer in one problem instead of 2 problems, because percentages can be turned into decimals. 0.44. And our word of means multiply, as you remember from last chapter. So there's your you try. You are then going to do 7-7 for homework. Again, you are going to do this by typing your answers, or you're going to finish it and take a picture of it. And I need this by the next morning at 9 a.m. So Wednesday by 9, you should have either sent me a picture of 7-7, or you started a doc and you typed in your answers and you sent it to me that way. If you were typing the box, you could just tell me box 1, box 2, box 3, or you could do babysitting, number of students, sports, number of students. So there are ways that you can type this. Most of you, I think, would have access to taking a picture of your homework. Now again, really press hard with your pencil, or just make sure that it's dark enough that I can see. So you're going to do your Google Classroom questions, so I know that you attended class today, and then homework is going to be 7-7, due Wednesday morning by 9 a.m. as either a picture or a doc shared with me. Thank you guys. See you tomorrow.